Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday the 25th of July. I needed some air. Get out of the house. I got home Wednesday night. The ride was extra long due to the wow, look at this little canal. Right now we're in no danger of flooding where I live. Anyway, I'm talking to the chickens. Anyway, it took me quite a while, like twice as long or more, to get home because of the flooding. Now we're going off on a tangent here. Tomorrow I'm helping a neighbor. I've got to run up to Chiang again, to the city. But these long gone here, I don't know the Thai name, they're picking about 15 bags, rice bags, full of them. God dang it, man. There's another one. I mean, just look at that tree. I mean, it's just loaded, Anyhow, they're when I get back from my business in Chiang they said they'll probably have about 15 bags. So I'm gonna, they're gonna throw them in the back of my truck. We're gonna haul them, not far, like 2 kilometers to the long gone man. I don't know what you call him, but he's got a sorting machine, right? So they picked them off the tree like you've twisted a grape off of the vine. So it's just one little circle. And they throw all those in the bags, load them in the truck, we haul them down there, and then they dump them in the sorter. You've seen them before. You know, it starts out small, and then the gaps get larger as you go down. So the small ones will drop through the small thing, and then the bigger one won't fall, so it'll keep going, and then it'll hit the next slot, so on and so on. And sometimes they'll do, if they get a batch that isn't, this is with any kind of sorting type of equipment, oranges, apples, whatever, something that has to do with size of the fruit, they'll sort them this way. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to get some footage. I think it'll be kind of fun. Anyhow, I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see I'm walking. I'm all bumpy. I'm gonna get I have a gimbal, but it's like too bulky and big. I want a little I don't know, Osmo 300, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's like the size of a little, yeah. I don't know, you know, it's like 6 inches long, tall. Camera's on top of this thing. It acts as a tripod as well. And it's got a gimbal, you know, so you can like just hold it right next to your chest and film. Freaking awesome. It's got stabilization in it and all that good stuff. So I think for this kind of stuff, it's a good thing. They're not here now, but I feed the chickens here. You know, my leftovers, right? Rice, whatever. I'll come by with my bike and toss out some stuff. And I'll let it accumulate sometimes in the freezer, right? I'll put it in a little container and freeze it. You know, instead of throwing it in the trash, I just feed it to the animals. No big deal. The people don't seem to mind. I know my eyes are fuzzy, but that's a big ass. Look at the size of that. Going up to 10. I thought I was one of them fake ones. Wow. Apologies for filming your house, folks. To me. What's been on my mind is I don't know if I want that in my background or not. It's called doxing. Just don't shit on me. I know you're all up there. Hence the hat. Anyway, it's sad to see this stuff going on between Cambodia and Thailand. You know, I have no, I don't know what you'd call it, no horse in the race, no dog in the fight. Politically, I have no idea. Literally, I have no idea what their beef with each other is. None. I'm that clueless. Mainly because, pardon my language, there ain't fuck all I can do about it. By complaining, by talking, sitting around chin wagging with a bunch of people, it does nothing but raise people's blood pressure and nothing gets solved. So unless you're in a position to actually do something and sit at the frickin' table with the ambassador or whatever of either country and hash it out, you know, I'll hear stuff from friends, I'll get clips, I'll watch them, and just so I'm kind of not really have the pulse, but just kind of, you know what's going on. But, you know, I've got friends not far from there. I mean, when you're talking, I think this is legal, missiles and rockets, they're not, got one of them. This intersection is just it's like you come down, you can't see shit, and there's always a gaggle of bikes parked right over here to my right. But anyway, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I care. You know, I have empathy. Watching the videos, the little short clips of the children, you know, air raid sirens going, and children running into these makeshift frickin' bunkers, which are really, the ones I saw are shit. Okay, it's like a culvert, a rectangular culvert kind of thing with some sandbags and some tires. If any of those hits near there, it's just gonna shoot right through there like a barrel of a rifle. You know, it's just, but the children, you know, I said this the other day. I've said it a bunch, but over the years, I am absolutely surprised that humans still inhabit the earth, because our propensity to kill each other. I'm surprised we haven't wiped each other out already. You know, big comet's coming anyway, so it ain't about electric cars and petroleum products. We're gonna get knocked out by Scotty Cobb. We're gonna get knocked out by something up there. Trust me. Even Carl Sagan knew that. I'm not sure. There's a little restaurant little veggie stop here that I drive by a lot, and there's quite a few dogs I have to slow down for. Hey, if I wanted to get interrupted, I would get married. God damn. Lose my train of thought. Anyway, at least it's behind the gate. You know, it's like two dogs at each other on either side of the gate, and then you open the gate, and then they go, "Oh, how you doing?" So, there's folks eating dinner over here, so I don't want to, you know, be rude and point the camera at them. I'm just walking and talking, guys. But the kids, man, watching them kids, watching those children. I was smiling at a lady, not smiling at the children. God damn it, man. We're just wrong. I mean, those kids, Thai people are freaking resilient. Okay? I'm going to move over off the road and pause a minute because I finish this thought before the next one. I already have it in front of me. But those kids are going to remember that shit. You know, I worked with a guy, this is freaking eons ago, an Englishman, okay? He was from the United Kingdom before they were part of the EU, and then Brexit, long before that. But I'm a mentor, right? And he watched his mother get taken out by a Stuka dive bomber in World War II. You know the noise they make. Intentionally, they're made to make that noise. And then, boom, no more mom. But you take that shit with you your whole life. Okay, now, I'm not actually in Chiang Rai. I was lying. I'm in Pattaya. And I'm at Soy 6. Looking for 6-1. Holy crap. Anyway. Like I said, I don't know what their beef is. You know. Probably started with the French. No diss on the French, but Indochina and all that shit. Just like the English did, just like the Americans do. They go in and kind of start making their own rules, and like they did in India and fucking everywhere else you can think of, really. Excuse me. I just had a little peanut brittle. I'm spitting out chunks. That wasn't a bug. Because next time I'm going to put some sauce on it and eat it. But, oh, I'm wearing my favorite. Shows my man boobs, so. Anyway, someone, a subscriber, regular commenter on my channel, me, on my YouTube channel. Okay, it's mine. It's not his or theirs. It's mine. So he commented today on my archive footage, middle of the night, last night. I says, you know, I don't have anything for tomorrow. And oh, hey, kitty. Look at this little cat. Just noticed it. Aw. Meow. Yeah, it's just looking. I'm not gonna go back to one here. I'm not gonna approach it because then if it runs away, ooh, they're afraid. Oh, there's one thing here though, dude. One day I was driving down this. I'm coming down this soy, right? And all of a sudden, I see this big old head hanging over the wall, right? And I'm gonna go like look right through the fence. Look what we got there. Can you see that? Let me zoom it in a little. Come on, let me go. More. Yeah. Holy cow! You know, I tell you that's a cool shot. Ooh, look at the panorama. That looks. Anyway, I was like, holy shit, man. I forget the name. You guys can help me in the comments. Holstein? I don't know. I just don't know. But since then, they put up this plastic tarp, because when it's hanging over the fence, look at all this stuff. That's from the cow, from his muck on his neck and everything. He's hanging over that fence. I just cried. I was like, oh, whoa, and I backed up. Did I just see that? I mean, you see cows all the time, but there's a cat in the middle of the damn road. And there's another cat on the fence. Now he's waiting for his little honey. Patia. These tangents. I'm trying to remember what side of the road you drive on. I sometimes forget. I like walking against traffic. I've said that a couple thousand times already. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with across the border in Cambodia and Thailand. I have no flippin' clue what's. Oh wow! God dang it, man! And this little one come out of nowhere. Hey there. He's stretching, coming right to me. Meow. Meow. Here you go. Hey. You got to see my hand before you. There you go. Okay, I don't want to like turn the phone all upside down and shit, because it'll. But anyway, yeah, it came up to me. Right on. So there's 1, 2, 3 cats here. I can add. That's a quote from a movie. Trivia. We're on step 328. Nah, 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 nah. How do you even know that? I can add. If you get that one, you get a brownie point. Anyway, don't have any idea. It's not like, okay, wow. There's some fecal matter there. Ooh, there's 3 of them. Let me step aside. Good Lord. Anyway, we were up north. Chuck, Paige, the gang. We're up north in, I believe, Nong Khai. There's a lot of crap here. Oh man, they must hose it down in the driveway. That's just something I would. My alarm just went off to put my drops in. Sorry, but it's going to be late. Anyway, we were up in Nong Khai going to, I think, Chiang. I think, I don't know. Anyway, we're the north in Thailand, and boom, there's the river, and there's Laos. Okay, now the French, Swaddy Cup, and their Indochina shit, right? They drew the map. They said, okay, the border's the middle of the river, right? That's common in a lot of places. But, you know, rivers move, right? Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. But they move. But the center is the border. And it's remained that way since before the French were in Vietnam, doing their thing forever, before we went in there. Not forever, but for one day was too long. Don't want to go off on that tangent. Not at all. Old friend of mine died. Summer of '84, I spent every weekend I could, or every weekday he was available. Because he owned a, I won't say what type of business, a very large business. And he was a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine, right? Well, I get this freaking pop-up from legacy.com. He died. And I'll tell you what, I was a pretty good shot when I met him. But that summer, he honed my skills. Keep your breath, damn it. You know, when I jack around out, if I miss, keep your breath. Because he reloaded. We reloaded. He taught me how to reload. And he lived just around the corner from my parents, who are no longer living. Like that dog's gonna do. Anyway. The dog's gonna like, what is this? I see this guy all the time, but he's on his motorbike. His ankles don't taste good. But yeah, found that out last night. Actually, I was sitting at the fucking airport waiting for my plane to leave Bangkok. But I'll tell you what, man. The only thing he said about Vietnam was that he was there in the mid-60s. Okay? That's it. He would never talk about what he did. And I never asked. There's things I never ask. When a friend says, oh, my brother died, 9 out of 10 people are going to say, oh man, how'd they die? To me, curse me if I'm wrong, but I think that's so fucking disrespectful. Let them volunteer the information when they feel like it. Don't that's all they give a shit about. How'd they die? You go, oh my God, or whatever. I'm sorry. I know words mean shit right now, but I've been in your position. I know how you're feeling, but that's all I can say. Words are useless right now. You're gonna have to go through this fucking gauntlet of emotions and deal with it. But I'm here. If you ever need to call and just fucking blow steam. 24/7. All my friends know that. Even ex-friends know that. They could still call me if something's up, and I'll take the call. Because I'm that kind of person. I'm not the asshat that some asshat makes me out to be. One of these days you guys are going to get it. Well, most of you already do. But, so he was in Vietnam, and he dude, I ended up, in the Army they call you an expert. Where in the Corps, I think they call you a sharpshooter. It's like the highest rating for marksmanship, right? And everybody has to have their own acronym or their own name or whatever. So, but so I was an expert, the highest level of a regular soldier, not a sniper. Okay, I'm not claiming any of that shit. Okay, but I was an expert, and I could take Joe Schmuckatelli's rifle, and after one shot, I'd use Kentucky windage, and I'd paint you a fucking target like the size of a quarter. Because to me, an AR-15 stands for not automatic rifle, not assault rifle, stands for Armalite, the company that first made them. I had a General Motors M16 when I was in basic. It said General Motors on the side. So everybody got in the action. It's just the way it is. But anyway, I was an expert, right? And they were like, they recognized that right away. And hey, we got this competition coming up, blah, blah, blah. Didn't say blah, blah, blah. But we think you should represent our company. I'm like, really? Peanut brittle. Really? A nice looking house. Looks quite new. Anyway, Top, first sergeant. And we were buddies, right? So on weekends, he had RC planes and shit, like a lot of money. This one weekend, he took me out and says, here, take the controls, man. I fucking crashed that motherfucker in like 15 seconds. I destroyed that fucking airplane. He didn't get mad or nothing. I would have freaking come in corks, but no, he's like, oh man, shit like that happens, man. It's part of the deal. It's how you learn. But anyway, I said, yeah, okay, Top. I actually called him by his first name, but not in front of people, right? Disrespectful. But I said, yeah, hell yeah. Might be kind of fun. Well, for 2 years straight, I won Battalion Expert. He gave me this little trophy and everything. A little trophy. It was actually kind of big. But yeah, I was proud of myself. And I would think about my friend who honed my skills big time. Person's walking up, so I'm gonna like do the hand thing like I'm talking to myself, right? Like I'm making a phone call to my 4 wives and 16 children on a Zoom call, right? So anyway, so we passed that. Yeah, he taught me how to shoot, man. I already knew how to shoot. So we shot thousands of rounds because we reloaded. And my .6 Winchester 670A, I got for my 12th birthday. Okay, I had that until I sold it to my neighbor when I came here. And I used that, except for when I was up in the rough country, I used that rifle exclusively, but I'd use my Marlin lever action 30-30 for when we're in the bush, 100 yards or less, you're in tight. You can paint your target real quick. And, I hope I don't like scare people off because I used to hunt, okay? I don't anymore. Not out of, Greenpeace or Save the Whales or not out of anything like that. I just don't do it anymore. And it became, after I got the shit scared out of me one morning at like 3 o'clock, 2:30, I'm humping up this fucking hill, up this ridge line, because I'd been scouting all summer, right? And I know they're going to be up here. And I'm like halfway up this hill, and I hear click, 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 click. I'm like, fuck. I damn near just fucking said, hey, motherfuckers! And shine my fucking flashlight. I have 2 legs, not 4. I just turned around. I said, fuck this. too fucking crazy, man. I mean, you can't see orange at night, you know, unless you're shining a light. Anyway, 30 minutes, holy crap. And another cat, but it's, no, actually, that's a little rodent dog. Like a Chihuahua kind of a breed. God damn it. What I was going to say about the '06 was he would give me for my birthday or Christmas or something 1 box of '06 rounds that he and I had reloaded. And he was meticulous as you can imagine. And we were using Nosler, I forget. But anyway, they were consistent. So I would take my rifle at the beginning of hunting season, or right before the beginning of hunting season, and I'd go to the range, which I hate going to ranges. I would rather shoot in the mountains. But I go to the range, and I go, boom, dead nuts. Boom, dead nuts. Boom, dead nuts. You know, less than the size of a quarter. That's it. That's all I fired my rifle all year. Is that consistent? You got to check though. Sometimes you'll bump the scope or something, right? Temperature changes. Things happen, right? Hot, cold, hot, cold. Screws work themselves loose. But anyway, enough about that. So the French split the river in two in northern Thailand, between Thailand and Laos. So I just learned this when I was up there this last year. The middle of the river, of course, is going to move, right? You can't really say, well, it's on my side. But if an island forms in the river, no matter where, it's Laos Island. Okay? Whoever came up with that, I don't know. But, so we're standing alongside the river, and 5 feet away from me is a rock outcropping that can be considered Laos. I could have jumped to Laos. Oh, no visa. But anyway, interesting shit. Yeah. I just feel bad for for all the people, but in particular the children that are traumatized by this crap. And here they're calling for rain. See, we're not, like I said, I told some friends today in chat that if I get water on my front doorstep, we're a little late for building the ark, okay? I'm not going to get flooded here. If we do, it's going to be bad. It's already bad, but it's only in it's in the opening quarter, right? That's when I went over that bridge, that river was up over all the park benches and the restrooms that they had rebuilt from last year. It was already over that. And God, I'm standing back, and I'm glad he saw me. But it's going to be bad, really bad. I mean, they're saying it's coming, and I believe them. I hate standing there, guy wires, you know. You never know. It's too concrete, though. Should be safe, but I'm not going to touch it. But anyhow, that was one of the topics, was Cambodia and Thailand. I hope they sit at the table and peacefully figure it out. There's too much of this shit going on in the world, you know. It's just sad. I mean, why? I don't know. I have another subject, but I think I'll post it tomorrow. Yeah, it's to slow down. It's just the guy standing on the side of the road. Oh, they're turning into my development. So they wanted to swing wide, but my belly was in my way. Oh, I during that Phuket, I'm gonna grab one of these. They're softer, but they're not. They're a ways away. I can't judge it, but they're a ways away. That video, those video clips, I put together. I transferred them from my computer to my phone because I said, "Oh, this is going to be slam dunk." Boop, 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 boop. No. I was scheduling it at 6:30 for a 7 a.m. release. That's how long it took me. I started at like 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. That's how efficient I am with this editing stuff. You know. So, yeah, but anyway, it was just a series of clips, video clips and pictures, and then where the pictures were, I put some kind of music, copyright-free stuff, you know, because I've been hit before, and so I don't want that. So you run it through its, you know, verification process, blah blah blah, and might as well lean up against the truck because I'm not ready to go in yet. It's actually cool for here, but that was 4 years ago. What is it, the 25th? So on the 14th of August, excuse me, the 13th of August will be 4 years that I landed in Phuket for that sandbox. All of those pictures were from that 5-week period. And I'm unorganized, so I had to hunt, okay? You know, normal people, oh, I'm in Phuket, put it in a Phuket folder. No, not me. That's changing rapidly, but I put that video together. It took me freaking forever, and then when I slid the sound over, it freaking shifted everything over. I'd go to play it and go, oh my god, oh Jesus! Then I ended up having like 5 layers of shit that was unnecessary, you know, that was silenced, and I was like, oh my god, just revert to original and start fresh. And I just stuck with it. And every time I moved from somewhere, I copied it. Because sometimes when you come back, it's not there anymore. And the verbiage was perfect. You know what I mean? What I thought was good. Not perfect. Oh my God. There's a little rodent dog. Oh, Cujo. Sawadee Krap. It's okay. No problem. It's okay.
No.
That's good. Out walking the dog. That's cool. That looked like a Lotus shirt. She came from like 2 doors down, I believe. Because the police officer's wife is like, looks like my belly, you know, she's pregnant. This young lady is not pregnant. So, trying to get to the frickin' point here, one of the guys in the thing said, you've lost a little bit of weight since then. And I said, yeah. I don't fixate on that, right? You know, I don't go, when I'm traveling with people, they're always like jumping on the scale. Okay, let's see what you weigh. Let's see what you weigh. I'm like, I've been fat my entire life, okay? I went through 150 in 4th grade, you know what I mean? And kept on going. I didn't slow down, right? So, and then when I had my pituitary tumor, your pituitary gland should be called your brain because it affects all your freaking hormones, man. And I'm gaining weight. Like, I'm eating salads. I'm working all day. I'm doing shit in the yard. I'm blah, blah. I'm hiking. Doc, I keep gaining weight. What's up? Oh, that just comes with age, you know. Metabolism slows down and blah, 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 blah. No, it's because I had a fucking tumor. And it was pushing my pituitary gland up against my optic nerve. So that's why scratch the back. You know, so that's why my eye would get fuzzy. And I'm like, what the hell? And I blink and they clear up. Well, I had a golf ball sized tumor right there. You know, like right freaking there. And yeah, big deal. Big deal, especially if it ruptured. I've had two. One in America and then one here. I had orders from the doctor. MRI once a year. MRI. Brain MRI once a year. Make sure you still have a brain, right? So brain MRI. Okay. So I go to Bangkok Pattaya Hospital because that's where I lived. And I thought, okay, they got the modern equipment, blah, blah, blah. They wheeled me back in there and I said, you know, I'm a little claustrophobic when it comes to this kind of stuff. Now I can shimmy through a freaking cave, you know, back up against the ceiling and my belly on the ground. As long as it's not raining, I don't get claustrophobic. But stuff me in a CT or an MRI, I just lose it. So I'm like, you know, can you give me like a lorazepam or a diazepam or a Pamela Anderson or something? You know, give me something to relax me. Oh, we give you a little shot. I said, what kind of shot? Oh, it's okay. I said, I don't want to go to sleep. Oh, no, you're not asleep. They didn't even lock my head in, you know what I mean? Bad review. They didn't lock my head in like they normally do in the States to keep you immobile, stuffing pads down in there, giving you headphones, you know, blah, 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 blah. What do you want to listen to? Oh, I want to listen to Air Supply, you know. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I'm glad you're gone, 'cause I'm having so much fun. That's the lyrics, right? So anyway, they stuffed me in this, they gave me that freaking shot and I fell asleep. And when I sleep, I move. I wasn't like knocked out, I was asleep. So I'm like, So the MRI the image was not optimal. And they couldn't digitally send it to my American doctor. I'm like, really? We're supposed to be modern here. No, so they printed up, and I had to pay for it, printed up the report, made a CD of the scan, and I went to DHL on Pepria Road, and for freaking $100, 3 days later, my doctor had it. And he says, yeah, you got to have that, it's back, you know, like poltergeists, they're back. Well, you got to have it removed. And I said, okay, I'll book a flight, right? He said, no, you have to have it removed now. Like yesterday. I was like, holy fuck. I was paid up for Vietnam, hotels, tickets, all the shit, all the trimmings, right? And of course, like a dumbass, I didn't pay the extra $50 or $100 for change of plans insurance, right? So that's not something that's covered under my insurance. Why? Because it's a pre-existing condition. So that surgery cost more than my truck. It was $750,000 baht. But they did a phenomenal job. So last time I went back to the States, last October, for my mom's memorial, Our Mom's Memorial, because I have siblings, right? Our Mother's Memorial. I went back for that, and I had a bunch of appointments scheduled, right? And one of them was a brain MRI. And the tech said, man, you're good to go. 2 years. Not once a year. Now every 2 years I go. So that was good news. Anyhow, I've got a couple more steps to do on a video on my phone, and then I'll have something for tomorrow. Or I could just do it the lazy way and put this up. Again, I appreciate your support, your continued support. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe. You know, when you look at the analytics, anal's the first part of that word. 45% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. How do they even... Are they just like surfing around for fat dumbass in Thailand? I mean, how does it end up in their feed? I have no idea. But 45%, that's crazy. I'm still subscribed to channels that I've like left. Now, there's one that I've completely put it in the back file cabinet, okay? But if I get bored, or I think, man, I'm watching too much, I'll just hit the mute button on the bell, and I'll stay subscribed. And then occasionally you'll get a notification or something will come up, because they're always trying to trap you, always trying to draw you in, right? Just like Lazada and Google and everything, right? I don't even want to get started there. But I just stay subscribed. And if I get tired of watching them, I don't get mad. I don't get, you did something and I'm unsubscribing. We have fun with that one, with stuff like that, when we sit around having coffee or breakfast, right? A bunch of YouTubers, right? It's like, oh, check this one out. Oh my God, you won't believe it. I'm glad my filter caught it, right? And I'm like, shit, man, let it go. It's not like they're not saying anything that's going to get you blocked or banned, but it's just telling the world that they're a dumb shit, right? A fucking idiot. Anyway, enough of the tangents. I appreciate you watching, guys. When I say guys, I mean every gender, okay? That's just a collective. I appreciate your support. Seriously. I'm not joking. Even though I cry wolf all the time. I'm serious. I appreciate your support. Have a good evening. Bye. Okay, this is going to be added on to the last of that video, because I didn't finish that thought. The guy said in the chat, boy, it looks like you've lost weight. And I hadn't done the math. I don't do the scale thing. Since Friday the 13th of August, 2021, when I got to the sandbox, to today, I've lost 56.7 pounds, or 27.3 kilos. That averages out to 1.17 pounds per month. Slow and steady. All right. Have a good night. Bye.